Pirates shibulabula, aye shibulabula, Pirates shibulabula, aye shibulabula.
Yet another episode of the Orlando Pirates Forum. I'm not alone. We are not two. We are three. There's not two of us. Umpasha is here. We've got a new guy with us who will be analyzing our game against Bidvest Wits. And Nelson is here. He's joining us from Pretoria. Manen, let me welcome you to the show.
Thank you, man.
Thank you very much.
Guys, it's been 5 games, no goals. I don't know what's happening. When Coach Zinnbauer arrived, I think in his first 7 games, we won 6 because I think we only drew against Celtic 1-1, but Coach Zinnbauer came in. He won his game against Black Leopards 3-1, and then we drew against Celtic. Then after that, we started beating everybody in front of us. We scored 16 goals, but now it's been 5 games, guys, no goals. The last time we scored against Black Leopards, and Nalapo, it was an own goal in the dying minutes where we beat Black Leopards 1-0. Guys, I don't want to say something is wrong, but we're not scoring goals, but I don't know. Nelson, let me start with you, my brother.
Yo, thanks for having me, my man. Yeah, it's really concerning. It's really concerning that we are not scoring goals. But to be honest with you, I think that Zimbabwe now is really just planning for next season. I think that they always say that in English that a new broom sweeps clean. You know, when he came in, the boys were motivated. You know, they really wanted to impress the coach. And I don't know. I don't want to say that it's a case of them being comfortable now. But I will just try to be positive and say that we are actually just we are just treating this period as pre-season for next season. Because if you check now, he has really stabilized our defense. We used to leak a lot of goals at the back. And so I think that now he's actually just working holistically, you know, starting at the back and really just reinforcing the defense at the back to make sure that we're no longer conceding as many goals as we used to. Yeah, and going forward as well, I think that we relied too much on Mango and the combination of Mango and Memela, and a lot of teams are starting to actually study that combination that we have up front, and it's about time that the other guys, you know, start alleviating the pressure from Umango and Memela and carry the burden of trying to score goals as well. Yeah, but it's really concerning. But the mere fact that we're not conceding goals and against very strong teams like your Sundowns and your Bidvest, it really says that we are really ready to actually come and compete next season. If we can just get our goal scoring boots back, then I think that next season we will actually be good. I'm just hoping that we don't sign a lot of players next season. We sign. We are very smart in terms of our signing.
I don't know if you watched our first episode where we were discussing our season so far. It was also during the lockdown before football gets back. We were talking about that. I think it was you, Wara, or Ayas, where he spoke about. I even said, I hope our chairman or the person or the people who are signing players at Paris won't sabotage the coach by bringing in 10 or even 11 players, because we don't need that at the moment. We know what you want. I'm sure Uflodin Bele, Screamer, Dr. Ivan Kosa, they know what you want, but sometimes I don't know what they just get excited and just go overboard. I really don't know what happens with them sometimes. But we was talking about our game Izolo. We were talking about our concern, and as Nelson has already alluded, it's a concern. We're not scoring goals, but the good thing about Yonke Londo is that we're not conceding.
Yeah, just to allude further on what Nelson is saying, I also think we seem like a team that is in preseason, or it feels like we're starting over again, and the Pirates has been a slow starter over the course of the last 2 seasons, which has made us to lose league championships for both of the last 2 seasons to Sundowns. The positivity is that we're not conceding, obviously, as you guys have said, but it must be a concern that we're not creating more upfront, or we're not having a thrust to break up teams up front, as we did with the first 6 to 10 games. Zika Zinnbauer. It's a big concern, and the guys have to look at it, and we must not shield with the fact that it seems like see a builder for preseason next season. We have a problem, and the problem is that we're not creating enough chances to score at this very present. And for me, it's a very big problem that I'm witnessing within the guys. There were some people who came in yesterday and we thought it was our Chinchi game, forward players, but they didn't do it. It was just a walkabout for some of the guys yesterday.
But just to add on to that, I don't think that we are not creating enough, honestly. If you check our past 2 games, okay, yesterday we didn't really create a lot of chances, but if you check the game against Kaizer Chiefs, where we didn't score as well, where we lost 1-0, we created a lot of chances. A lot of chances. We created plenty of chances. I think that.
No, my view is, sorry to cut you. My view was just from the past 2 games that we played. Before then, we're creating a lot of chances. The game against Chiefs, you are right. We should have scored and probably won that game. All of the games against Chiefs, we should have won, actually.
Yeah, all three. but even in our game against the Sundowns on Tuesday, I mean, I counted about 3 chances. I'm not talking about scrambled chances. I'm talking about clear-cut chances. 3 chances we should have won the game against Sundowns. The game yesterday against the Bidvest Wits. I mean, on any other day, if we are lucky, La Bola, there was a ball, Kapule, which he hit the side net. On any other day, when he is lucky, that ball goes in. There's also that one, that volley. He fully almost scored a goal of the season last night. La Bola, it went wide. I mean, on any other day, that ball goes in. But I really don't know what was going on. But this thing always seems to follow Orlando Pirates wherever they go, because I still remember, if it was not last season or in Mitchell's first season where we went 7 games without a win, we drew 7, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, scoring only 1 goal in 7 games. So this thing always has a history of repeating itself. I don't know really what's going on there. Talking about chances being created, do you think though it has to do with maybe the tactics that are applied by the coach, or maybe it has to do with teams knowing how to plan against Orlando Pirates?
For me, I think it has to it does not have to do with planning. I just think since lockdown, after this period that we started playing, I don't think we've played to as with many other teams. I don't think we've played to our potential maximum or the best that we can, and I would say it's understandable. The fact is that everyone is on the same wavelength, and I just feel that we're not creating or playing as much as we did before the lockdown period. So I'm not going to say it's a coaching problem, because our last game before lockdown, we're creating chances. This season, we've been creating chances. I think that it's this phase. Also, Sundowns has the same problem now, whereby I don't think they're creating enough, but there's so much quality within the team.
Exactly.
The playing is not, it's not the same, and it could be attributed to the fact that the players were not there for a long time. I would say so.
Just to add on to that, I think you're very right. It's just not the same. I think that maybe it could be that maybe the players are lacking that match fitness, and the fact that they haven't played in a long time. I think that they've really just lost that sharpness that they had, and the combinations that we had before the lockdown. And I think that even other teams have been studying our play. I mean, as I said, that our most potent attack force is Memela and Tumango. And if Memela is not really in the game, honestly, if you check, we tend to struggle, And I think that it's about time that we come up with new tactics and vary our attack force, and not just rely on Memela and Mahango. And Lodge has tried before the lockdown, but also we cannot really just be relying on these individuals. I think that it should be a collective from the entire team to attack as a unit and also defend as a unit.
You know, talking about Ukapatino Mango and also Uluvuyo Memela. Uluvuyo Memela hasn't scored many goals this season, but he has chipped in with a lot of assists this season, especially to Mango. Now, going forward, it's been, I don't know how many games, I think 4, if not 5 games, Mango, since Mango last scored. The last time Mango scored, we were playing against Chipa in PE. And it's been games since he last scored. Now, as a coach Zinnbauer, you see that your top scorer is not chipping in as many as you think. Because by now, I think Mango should be on 20 by now, but it's still on 14. You've got the second top scorer, Tsegofaso Mabaso. What do you think Coach Zinnbauer should do when it's like this? Because surely we can't get goals from Mango. Now, as a Coach Zinnbauer, what do you do?
Look, for me, it's simple. I said it on the show that was doing the ratings and the build-up to this game. Mango didn't play bad yesterday, actually, especially coming from the side. He wasn't bad at all. He was doing all of the hard work, trying to get us playing forward. He should have scored yesterday. So I don't know who he has to blame for that. He should have scored yesterday. I think we should move him to the side with Uloch not being there, get him playing from the left-hand side coming in, and give Unatsiku Mabasa a chance again, just to see what he's going to do for us, because he wasn't benched, as I said before. He wasn't benched because he was playing badly. It's just that Mango suddenly became a person who was unavoidable to pick through the center of the forward line.
Yes, yeah. I think you're right, my brother. I think that is about time we gave Chofa Chumabaso a chance, because if you check, Mango moves a lot as well, and Mabasa is that type of a striker that will really just lurk around the 18 area, and we need someone, and is very good in terms of finishing. So I think that it's about time that we gave Chofa Chumabasa a chance to really prove himself, because he's very clinical in front of goals. So and there were rumors also. I don't know how true they are that we might get Robla next season. I don't know how.
I want to get into those. I want to get
sniper.
Shane, give me a chance. I want to get into those things. With us not playing Mabasa, we're gonna think Mabasa underperformed this season. Whereas if you do the starts to games ratio, he's been excellent. We're gonna think he underperformed. Sihambe siyofuna uNtuli kumaZulu, sihambe siyofuna uRobla. Now we're going to create problems that we didn't have in places that we didn't have a problem in. So why not give the boy a chance? It's clear that we're not playing to win the league, so give him a chance through the middle and play Unatsika Umango from the side.
Exactly.
Uloch is not there. He's not there now, and we just don't. We don't seem like we're going to get goals. So play our two top scorers and see where we can go from there.
Yeah, and this takes us back to the point that was made by Mr. Lutswalo earlier, where he said we are hoping we won't sign too many players for next season, because we don't really need so many players. We know where we need to reinforce. I mean, at the back, we need to reinforce there, even though we are not leaking as so many goals. But I think we need some new cool heads at the back. People who know how to play from the back. I don't think we have those kind of players, except for Ujele, except for your Maela. I see Usandilan now is starting to be comfortable on the ball. I saw Izolo, there was a Bidvest player was putting pressure on him, and he was so relaxed. He was so unlike him. He was so relaxed, he was so unlike Usandilan. I really like that.
It's because the supporters are not at the stadium. Because the supporters are not at the stadium, it has relaxed a lot of the guys who are usually good.
I think the pressure gets to him as well. The pressure gets to him. Even if you check, even this guy Unyauza is not bad all of a sudden.
All of a sudden. I don't know what's going on there. Seriously. These guys, maybe, I don't know, maybe they just want to mislead us and say, no, we are fine. Then next season, we go back to the stadium, they start fumbling again. I don't know what's going on there. All right, gents. All right, gents. I mean, we've spoken about what we think is the problem. I mean, for us not scoring goals. I just want us now to talk a little bit about the tactics which I think our coach utilized yesterday. We saw a different lineup, not wholesome changes, but we saw information was not the same as the formation we played against Sundowns. I think Umabaso not being there. Nyauza was pushed to the right. Then there was Zujele and Umayela. Centrally, there was Umako at left back. But the inclusion of Ukolam Lambo, guys, after not playing for such a long time, what do you think Ukolam Lambo offered us yesterday?
Just to add, I think that Kolam Lambo. Okay, I was really happy when I saw his name on the starting 11. You know that the guy is getting. I'm really a big Kolam Lambo. But to be honest, back to that sharpness, I think that for the mere fact that he hasn't really played this year, his last game at Pirates, I think, was late last year, you know, and he hadn't really played for a long time. I think that he lacked match fitness, number one, and he lacked the confidence also, you know. So I think that his confidence was a little bit down. And obviously, you're just thrown in the deep end, and you're playing against a very strong team like Vets. And obviously, even though he has the experience to actually be able to overcome that, but I felt that he lacked that confidence and the match fitness. He was really lacking. And yeah, I hope that he's not going to be judged based on that performance, because he couldn't really hold on to the ball like he usually does. You know, he wasn't really relaxed on the ball. He was losing a lot of balls. I think that going forward, and I don't know if I'm the only one who noticed that he was playing more as a defensive midfielder, and Umutuari was pushed a bit forward, you know. So I think that he could have swapped with Umutuari. Umutuari should have just played more as a defensive midfielder, and they would have pushed. They should have pushed Kolam Lambo forward and to spray those passes, and because he's a very good passer of the ball. But yeah, I was not really impressed with his performance. But I would say that I really understand why he couldn't really perform to his ultimate best.
Yeah, Bessie, I will give you some time. I will give you some time. Yazi, now I'm a big fan of all the players in the Orlando Pirates, but one thing that I think many people might ask, even Mawandi knows, that I get your point, Nelson. You must talking about Kolam Lambo, he hasn't played for a long time. Number one, I understand, and as you say, he lacks that match sharpness, he lacks confidence. But Nkanyiso Zungu arrived at Orlando Pirates. First of all, he was unfit, he was injured, but the performance he gave for Orlando Pirates last night, I mean, you couldn't tell what this guy was coming from a 3-month or even 4-month injury before joining Pirates. And he was also on lockdown, just like Ukolam Lambo. But Ukolam Lambo, for a player who has been at Orlando Pirates for such a long time, I mean, he knows that there are people who loves him. People like myself, people like you, we know we adore his style of play. But yesterday, he dropped a 2/10, my guy.
Of course. Yeah, not that I'm defending him.
Yeah. I get you.
You could see that Zungu came with a lot of confidence. He came with, you know, that mentality that I want to actually prove myself, you know. But for a guy like Kolam Lambo, who has been, you know, with the coach for quite some time, you are just thrown in the deep end, and you obviously it's going to take a toll on you. You need to really be mentally fit to be able to handle that. I think that the coach should give him another opportunity, honestly, and to really just prove himself, because I think that the fact that he has been at Pirates' feet to play and he hadn't really played so much, I think that could have taken a toll on him. I'm just trying to come up with, maybe find reasons why he couldn't perform to his ultimate best. But as an Orlando Pirates player, of course, he's expected to really be mentally fit for any game that comes.
Best, I can see you are burning by the rose, my friend. Come on,
look,
tell us something.
Look, I was also happy to see Kola, because I knew that he was brought in so that we can dominate the ball, first of all, and I sort of understood why he was played in behind Umutuari no Makaringe. It was because we wanted to have someone who was comfortable with the ball from Uchele or from Umayela in the central defensive places, whereby we could pass to someone who's comfortable on the ball. And if there's a pass to pick, which is long, which is an area whereby Ben Mutswari sort of lacks, his long passing is not that good. Umlambo was sort of gonna be the person to ping in those passes. And as much as I understand that he hasn't played for a long time, I become and I lambasted him yesterday on social media because I become very angry when a player loses the ball in dangerous areas. More so losing the ball carelessly, like Uxola Mlambo did on 2 to 3 occasions yesterday, whereby we're exposed to create chances for Wits. One of those balls could have killed us. I don't know what happened, but it could have cost us. So that's why I was sort of angry with his performance. I would understand if maybe the game was leaving him, he looked tired, or the pace of the game was too much for him. I would understand that. But when you're supposed to be the person in midfield, you should not lose the ball, and then he lost the ball, unfortunately. Whether it's lockdown or whatever, I have to use that to rate his performance. As for Zungu, Nelson is correct. Zungu is in there to prove himself. He's coming from a much smaller team, if I can say, and has nothing to lose and everything to play for, to endear himself not only to the technical team but to us watching at home. So maybe you can say that is where the confidence to prove himself came from Nkanyiso Zungu. Whereas Uxola Mlambo maybe could be lax because he knows that we love him and starts giving us 2 out of 10 performances, which we're not going to take kindly to.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah, guys, I think we should just move now to how they played. I mean, in just under 5 minutes, hey, time flies when you're discussing great football. I think we've got let me just give you an extra 2 minutes and say 7 minutes. I just want now to discuss how they played. We'll start from the back. Goalkeeper Wayne Sunderland. Out of 10, we are rating them out of 10. How much would you give for Sunderland for yesterday's performance?
I would give him a straight 8. He performed well. There was a chance. I think who had that chance from Wits that he saved. He made a very, very brilliant save. The ball
was it not Hoto? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it was Hoto. Yeah, I think it was Hoto or Zugamanza or something like that.
Zugamanza, I think Zugamanza.
Yeah, Zugamanza. Yeah, but he made a very, very brilliant save. Even though he didn't really have much to do, for the mere fact that he was very comfortable on the ball and he made that brilliant save, I would give him a straight 8 out of 10.
Beth?
Look, for me, I'm gonna give him a 7. He didn't have a lot to do, but that save, like Nelson is mentioning, is noteworthy for me. Also, it's very important to know that its judgment, Sunderland, in terms of what to do when we had goal kicks and all of those things, was very good yesterday, because he could sense when we're gonna get in trouble if we played it short and sort of moved it forward and sort of sent it forward, because rather we do that than to invite the risk of being pressed. Because what Wits was doing, sorry to go further, what Wits was doing was that every time either Sunderland or Jelly had the ball, they would move to Vukamanja to pressure them, while Hoto would pressure Umayela. So their pressing was on Uchele